Hi and welcome to Outwell. Here I'm going to talk you through the features of our Smart Air TC collection, and the tent that we're going to use to do this is our Harrier 6 SATC. So what I talk about with this tent will apply to the other tents within the collection as well. So I think the first thing really to talk about with this particular collection would be the fabric that we're using for the fly sheet. This is our Outex AirTech, so this is actually a poly cotton material, so it's in the name. The TC actually stands for technical cotton, and this is made up of 65% cotton and 35% polyester. So with that, what this actually gives you is quite a few unique benefits in that. One, it's going to last a really long time because this material actually handles UV degradation pretty well, and you'll find that it's a really long-lasting material. The second one is much more about the comfort and the ambience within the tent. So on hot sunny days, this material will actually be a lot more breathable, and it's going to keep you a lot more comfortable within the tents as opposed to perhaps on a sort of polyester style. So the breathability aspect of these is fantastic. But what you will also find is on cool days, it will actually do the opposite and keep you that little bit more comfortable as well, because it reacts to the temperature that it's in. So the last thing on this material would be the waterproofing. So what you will find is there is no hydrostatic head for this collection of tents, and that's because it's naturally waterproof. The material itself has been treated just to allow water to bead off and away for the first few sort of uses. But what will actually happen is this material will actually seal itself the first sort of 2 or 3 times it gets wet. All of the seams are designed so that the threading will actually seal themselves, and that again is what helps with the breathability aspect as well. Next, I want to talk you through the frames that we use within this collection. These are all Smart Air tents, and we use our advanced air tube system. So this is where all of the tubes are interconnected on the inside, and that has a couple of different benefits. One of which allows you to inflate the entire tent from one single plug-in point for the pump, so it makes it really sort of quick and easy to do. And the other then, to deflate, you'll find that there are air out valves, which we'll show you shortly. Another great advantage of the fact that they're all interconnected though is that these tents are very, very stable. In fact, we've tested them all to withstand a force 10 on the Beaufort scale. So you will be kept nice and dry on wet days inside here, but you'll also be nice and secure inside the tent on those really windy days, as I say, being tested up to a force 10. So yeah, really, really stable range of tents. The tents all come with a double action hand pump, which has got a pressure gauge on the top of it as well, so you can keep an eye on the pressure when you're inflating these, and it's really simple to use with these simple, clearly marked valves down the side of the tent. All of the tents within the collection feature large tinted windows, which you can just see on the Harrier here. So these serve 2 key functions, one of which is to reflect the sun away from the inside, just keeping you a little bit more comfortable. And the second is, of course, to give you much better privacy than if these windows were clear. What you would find, though, is from the inside, you'll still have great views out of the tent. The entire collection also features our air effective ventilation. So this is where we have the sort of streamlined and sleek finish to the vents. But what you'll find is underneath here, there are mesh panels, which allow cool, fresh air, just really enhancing the breathability of these products. You can get rid of these quite easily just by taking these Velcro tabs off, and then of course we can just close them over like so. The entire range also features our floating guy lines on here. So this is where we have sort of 2 different parts to the guy line. The top section is colour coded to match in with the colour scheme of the collection of tents, whereas the bottom half of the guy line is our classic luminous colour. So that's hopefully going to stop you from tripping over them quite as easy, make them a little bit easier to see in the dark. They all come pre-attached, so that's a job you don't need to worry about, that's already done for you. And they also all have their own retainers, so when you take the tents down, you can easily wrap these guy lines up and pop them in there, so that the next time you pitch the tents, the guy lines are easily accessible and they're not in a big bird's nest sort of mess that you have to waste time untangling. So another feature that you'll find on the 2017 collection of Smart Air TC tents are D-doors on the front. So you can see here it's quite clearly called a D-door just because of the way it's shaped. So the benefit and advantage here is that actually we can now roll the doors to the side, as opposed to having to roll them up and having a big heavy door up here, perhaps reducing head height getting in and out of the tent. So it makes it nice and easily accessible into the main parts of the tent. But another great benefit of this system is behind this door you will find that we have mesh doors, so full zippable mesh doors, allowing again for fantastic ventilation within the tent, keeping you a bit more comfortable, but hopefully keeping out any sort of bugs and mosquitoes and things like that. As part of the easy access system as well, you'll find that all the tents have got a flat front ground sheet, so there's no sort of step to have to step over to get into the living areas of the tent, but that then can be folded up and actually zips onto the bottom of the door to create that fully sealed front. Now that we're inside the tent, I want to highlight to you the advanced air tube system that I mentioned from the outside earlier on. So here you can see that we have all the tubes interconnecting. As I said, that's what gives this tent the real sort of quick and easy inflation and deflation, and it's also what supplies us with the rigidity of the tent. What you'll also then find is that we do put in some shut-off valves on the inside here. So these are isolation valves that would then separate each of the tubes within here, just to cover us so that in the unlikely event of something going wrong, the whole tent isn't going to deflate, and it would maybe just be one tube that would be affected. But like I say, that's a very unlikely scenario for you to find yourself in. All of the tents within this collection are certainly a good size and have great space within here. You can see that I have plenty of headroom above me. I'm quite tall at around 1.95 m, and as I say, there's certainly plenty of headspace. A lot of that is down to the fact that these tents are actually designed with a Gothic arch, so they actually are peaked down the middle, which of course, as I say, gives us great head height. So some other features on the inside here to talk about would be the windows that we mentioned outside earlier on. They're all tinted, as I say, but if you want even more privacy, then you will find each window has its own curtain that's all just rolled away at the moment in this one. But a really nice feature of these curtains is they're actually zip curtains. So either side of the window here, you'll see that there are zips, which you can just then choose exactly how much light you're letting into the tent or how much privacy you're getting as well. In terms of ground sheets, the entire collection has fully sealed ground sheets within the living spaces. These are a really good quality, heavy-duty polyethylene material that has a hydrostatic head of 10,000 millimeters. If I just move this carpet here, you'll see that they actually come up around the edges, so they're bathtub-style ground sheets. That's going to stop any drafts from coming into the living areas and hopefully keep out things like dirt, dust and sand, and more importantly, those unwanted bugs as well. Also, while I'm here, I'll just highlight that the tents all have cable entry points, just like this one here, so we're actually using it. There's some cables coming in here at the moment, and that just allows you to do that without actually having the doors open. So once the doors are closed, you can still run electrics into the tents. A fantastic new feature for all of the tents within the Smart Air TC collection is the introduction of our Royal Master bedrooms. So the main features here is the fact that these are actually a lot bigger than the industry standard bedrooms. So what we're actually talking about here is the depth of them. The industry standard is about 2.15 meters, but what you will find is that these are actually 2.5 meters deep. So this behind me is actually a really good example of that, because we have a really large king-size airbed in this middle compartment, and you can see that actually we still have space inside the bedroom to be able to stand up and get dressed, or perhaps if you have something like this, there's maybe some space for like a small bedside table or cupboard or something like that as well. The bedrooms themselves actually come pre-attached. They're already in here when you buy the tent, so that's a job you don't need to worry about. And of course they feature our new charcoal grey colours. The features around the sides here of the Royal Master bedrooms are also great, because we now have windows around the bedrooms, so this is making this area a much more usable space during the day. Perhaps if you just want to relax and read a book or a magazine, you can now allow natural light into the bedroom area to be able to do that. If of course you do want a little bit of privacy though, you don't need to worry, because these windows all have their own curtains, so you can close over the windows for privacy. And you'll also see there that we have large ventilation panels all the way around the bedrooms as well. The Royal Master bedrooms then also feature some really handy storage pockets throughout the inside and the outside, and they all feature our universal inner system, where you can choose exactly what setup you want in the bedrooms, whether it be by removing one of the dividers or perhaps even zipping down one part of the bedroom. For more detail on that, of course, we will be able to show you that in our Royal Master bedroom video. Another nice feature of all of the Royal Master bedrooms is that they actually now all have cable entry points within these front walls as well. So that's going to allow you to run electrics into the bedroom, perhaps if you have electric lighting, or even if you want to run power in there so that you can charge your phone or your tablet within the bedrooms. So finally, for you to be able to create your perfect home away from home, we offer lots of different optional extras for this collection of tents. We have awnings which all zip on to the tent range. That's going to of course increase your living or storage space. We have two different types of carpets for the sealed living areas within the tent, so one of which is a fleece carpet and the other is a 3-layer insulated carpet, of course giving you really good comfort underfoot. We also have footprints available to go underneath the tents, and that's going to keep your ground sheets completely clean and dry on those wet and muddy pitches. And we also now have our inlays, which are the carpets designed for the bedrooms, which are insulated with a nice fleece cover on top. So be sure to go onto our website at outwell.com, where you can see all of the individual tents within the collection, and we also have our pitching videos on there for you as well. So there you have it then, that's all of the features of our SmartAir TC collection for 2017. Thank you very much for watching.